Hello and welcome. We have a sweet, chill floor class today. Nice and relaxing, good on your nervous system, so enjoy. Finding Sukhasana easy pose, having your feet cross-legged, sitting on a block or bolster to make it easier. In today's class, you will need a block or bolster depending on your depths. We're visiting half heroes. Tall through the spine, closing down through your gaze, shoulders away from ears, breathing in, feeling the expansion of the belly on the inhale, exhaling, feeling everything draw in. Navel's getting closer to your spine. Breathing in, feeling that expansion. Breathing out, feeling it draw in. Index and middle finger come between your eyebrows on your third eye. Ring finger covers your left nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Cover that right nostril with your thumb. Exhale out the left. Inhale through left nostril. Covering it with the thumb or ring finger, exhaling out the right. Inhale through right. Covering it, exhaling out left. Inhale through left. Covering it, exhaling out the right. Continuing at your own pace, noticing differences maybe between both sides of the body, the right side being masculine, left side being feminine. Maybe it's bringing up stuff in your practice today, maybe it's not. Just sitting there and observing. Continuing with this breath though, alternate nostril breath. Relaxing a little deeper. Maybe feeling more balanced through the breath on both sides. Next time you exhale out of your right nostril, just returning your hand down to where it was and finding regular breath. Maybe feeling more balanced, more open through both sides of your breath. You may want a block or a blanket for the next one. Entering Dandasana, staff pose. So your feet are straight out, pointing your big toes away from the body and engaging all four corners of your feet so you feel your arch engage on each foot. Bringing your chest forward. Hands can come behind you to get your spine a little taller. We're not entering a deep fold. We're just feeling our hips settle, finding that length through the spine. Just breathing in here and breathing out. Bending at left knee, bringing that ankle towards the butt so it's folded out to the side, entering half heroes. Tall through your spine. Right leg nice and center with the ceiling. Little gentle fold. So hinging at the hips, bringing your chest forward, but sticking your butt back. That gets rid of the rounding or just keeps the spine straighter. Coming up with the spine and maybe choosing to stay here. Maybe bringing your right foot forward a little more as we start to lean back and find our elbows. Keeping the chest bright. Maybe we come down all the way. But going to your edge, if you come down all the way and your left knee is lifted off of the floor, stay to your elbows. Breathing in here. Breathing out. Feeling things settling a little deeper here. Should feel some nice opening on that left side of the body, in the left hip, down your left quad into the knee, maybe down your left shin. If you were on your back, starting to press into your elbows, lifting your upper body up so you're on your elbows. From elbows, finding your hands, bringing the upper body all the way up and straightening through your left knee, finding Dandasana, maybe giving your legs a nice shake here. Switching sides, bending through your right knee, bringing that foot out to the side so the heel is by your glute or hip. Right leg or left leg is centered with the ceiling. Finding length through the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Making your spine long. Maybe choosing to stay here or finding that gentle forward fold. We're not coming down all the way, just maybe 45 degrees. Breathing into the spaces that are asking. Coming up through center. Feeling your sit bone settle a little more, that right sit bone settling to the depth of the left. And maybe leaning back to your elbows. Or maybe lying down all the way. Feeling the stretch in your right hip, down that right quad into your knee, down the right shin, maybe into your ankle. Feeling your nervous system relaxing, your mind starting to settle. Feeling the rise of the belly on the inhale. Lowering of the belly on the exhale. If you were lying down, starting to come up on your elbows. From your elbows to your hands. Lifting your body up all the way. Straightening through right knee into Dandasana. Giving your legs a wiggle. And finding a forward fold here. So by all means, hands can come behind you and you're just finding that straight spine and the depth of a slight forward fold. So your hips are slightly starting to contract. Your upper body comes forward and you're keeping the integrity of your spine the whole time. Maybe your hands reach for your ankles or your outer edges of your feet and pulling yourself a little forward. Feeling that stretch through the back line of the body, maybe behind the knees, your hamstrings are really talking to you. So playing with your edge, not going too deep, but just playing. So you hear that talk. Getting a little deeper. Slowly starting to bring your body up. And you may want, if you don't have a blanket underneath your sit bones, you may want to find that. We're opening the legs nice and wide into straddle. Just feeling everything settling. Getting into new depths. Keeping the chest open, collarbones long, spine straight. Rotating upper body over that right leg, nice and centered. Hands on both sides of the leg, of your leg. Choosing to stay here or forward folding from here. Grounding through your left sit bone as you forward fold here. Breathing into the spaces and breathing out. engaging all four corners of your right foot and left. As you engage all four corners, pressing your big toe a little more forward, feeling your arch lift and engage. Should see, if you have no socks, all the muscles on the other side flexing and engaging as well. Getting a little deeper. Keeping the twist in your upper body, bring your upper body up. Left hand reaches in the direction of your left foot, palm faces up. You hinge your upper body over to the left as you reach your right hand up towards the sky and then over to the left. Draw the back of your right shoulder back. It's easy to draw it forward. We want it backwards. Nice. Maybe you can grab the outer edge of your left foot. That's a journey for me. Grounding through your right sit bone as you're here. Reach your right hand towards the sky as you bring your upper body up. Coming back through center. That was a lot. Maybe you've heard some cracks or some noises as things settle into place. Rotating upper body over that left leg. Nice and centered. Hands on both sides of the leg. Grounding through your right sit bone as we hinge at the hips and forward fold here. Breathing into the spaces. Engaging all four corners of your feet. Feeling the arches lift. Pressing your big toe a little more. Engaging a little more in that. Maybe settling a little deeper in this pose. Feeling things connecting. Bringing your upper body up. Keeping the rotation to the left with your upper body. Reach your right hand towards your right foot. Palm faces up. Keep reaching it. Hinge at the right waist. And then reach your left hand up towards the sky and over in the direction of your outer right foot into a little side bend. Keep the back of your left shoulder peeling back so we don't sink forward. Keeping grounded through your left sit bone. Keeping all this connection. Nice stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. Reach your left hand towards the sky, keep reaching it, bring your upper body up, 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 and you're nice and centered. Maybe choosing to stay here, wiggling, situating yourself, opening up a little more, and going to your edge. So finding a forward fold. Maybe you want padding for your elbows. Keeping your legs nice and centered with the sky, engaging your four corners of your feet, arches engaged. Keeping your gaze slightly ahead so you have that open throat. We don't want to constrict it. Feeling your sit bones settle, legs settle. Everything's just chilling and settling into place. Keeping your breath. Maybe you can feel your hamstrings lengthening more. Maybe there's awareness through your glutes that are opening up. Just simply observing and seeing what it's bringing up in your practice. Maybe you can sink a little deeper. Breathing in, breathing out. Shoulders away from ears. Keep that length. Feeling things settling more. Things downloading more. Downloading more length. More presence. If you were down in this forward fold and you're deep, well, starting to come up onto your elbows. And then from elbows to your hands, removing any block or any prop. Grabbing the inner edges or insides of your thighs, leaning back and slowly and gently pulling those thighs up. So you're in a bent-legged position, soles of the feet on the floor. Give your knees a little wiggle. Nice. Sweep feet to the left. So you're in deer pose. So right shin is facing forward, left shin's facing your left. Feel your sit bones settling into place. By all means, sitting on a block or blanket if you need to. Gentle twist to the left, right hand on the outer left knee, left hand behind your left sit bone. Breathing in, breathing out. Coming back to center, leaning forward slightly and sending your left foot back into pigeon. Before we sleep with this pigeon, we're rising up. So draw your legs together, feel your pelvic floor lift and feel your upper body float. Hands circle up towards the sky, gentle back bend or just gentle extension. Draw your left hip forward, right hip back. Nice and tall. Bring your hands to the ground. Gently walk your right foot back a little more. And come down to your elbows, or maybe you open up your elbows. Stack one hand on top of the other. Rest a cheek or your forehead on the back of your hand. Breathing into place. Feeling the rise of the belly on the inhale. Lowering of the belly on the exhale. Left leg is nice and centered with the ground. Hips aren't leaning more to one side than the other. Keeping your gaze slightly ahead so your throat's open. Feeling things settling into place more. If you were down on the ground, starting to come up on your elbows, forearms, lifting the upper body, pressing into the ground with your hands, walking your left foot in until you revisit deer pose on the left side. Keeping the length in the spine. Your feet come forward and then sweep them over to the right so you're in deer pose on the right. Nice. Just feeling everything settling into place. Maybe the right hip is lifted slightly, so feeling it settle more to the level of the left. Tall length through your spine. Breathing in, breathing out. Leaning forward, walking your right foot back so you're in pigeon. Before we start sleeping, draw your legs together, feel the pelvic floor lift. And feel your hands or upper body float. Circle your hands towards the sky. Nice length and reach here. Right hip forward, left hip back slightly. Feel everything drawing in. That power lifts you up. Hands come down to the mat. Walk your right leg back a little more. And come down to your elbows. Maybe you open up your elbows. One hand stacks on top of the other. Rest the forehead or a cheek on the back of your hand. Keeping your hips even, not leaning to one side more than the other. Let's get some wide breath here. So as we breathe, breathe deep into the belly, but feel the side body, your low ribs around there into your hips starting to expand a little more. Maybe you can get some breath here, low back. Breathing into all those areas that are asking. Feeling that awesome opening in your left glute, left piriformis area. Some opening in your right hip, down that quad. Feeling yourself getting deeper and deeper. Coming up on your elbows if you were lying down. Pressing into the ground, bringing your upper body up. Walking that left foot in. Visiting deer pose on the right. And just chilling, feeling things settle more. Entering frog stretch. You may want to do this on your knees or with a blanket. So folding out your blanket, putting your knees on there, opening up at the knees. Your toes, so you're on the inner edges of your feet, your toes are out to the side. It's almost like a goalie stretch if you've seen goalies stretch it or goalies stretch their groin. So both feet are like that. From your heel to your knee, there's a straight line with your shin. So finding your depth, open up to your depth. Your hips are above the knee line, right? So you're not splaying forward or back. They're directly above. Once you find your depth, now come on to your elbows. It's a tight stretch. As you come up on your elbows, you can send your hips back ever so slightly. You'll feel some highlight through the groin towards your inner knee line. Breathing into the spaces here. There's probably a lot asking you to breathe into. Breathing out. And if you have a deeper variation that you like, by all means go into it. This is just the variation I do. Keeping your gaze forward so your throat's open. Maybe you feel things opening a little more. Maybe you can send those hips back and slowly towards the ground. Maybe that's opening different depths through that groin and inner thigh line. Breathe into those areas. Breathe out. Slowly and gently start pulling your upper body forward. Forward, so you're on a lying down position on your belly. Once you're there, you can start drawing your feet and legs closer to one another. Just chill here for some breath. Start coming on your forearms, entering a Sphinx position. So we're on our forearms, elbows are underneath shoulders, palms face down, rotating those inner wrists towards each other, bright through the chest, long collarbones, bringing the back of your head slightly back, shoulders draw back and down, breathing into the spaces here. Your hips are even distribution. Your legs are nice and centered with your yoga mat. Gaze is slightly forward and up, so you have that open throat. Maybe you chill here or keep drawing your elbows together without moving them and float your elbows off the mat into seal as you're up here. Draw your hands in towards your hips without moving them. Feel the lift of the crown of your head as you do that. Keeping hips even with the floor. Slowly lower your elbows. Stack one hand on top of the other. Just rest your forehead on your hand. Breathe into these spaces. Coming on your elbows, forearms. Start walking your knees in. Come on your hands for a slight sec. Left knee draws towards your right wrist as we extend that left leg out to the side, nice and straight. Our inner right leg is facing our yoga mat. Our inner right leg is straight and it's 6 o'clock. Left leg is 3 o'clock. Our upper body is facing 12. And we work on drawing that right hip towards the floor. We can stay here facing 12 with the arms, or maybe the right hand goes in between our hip and left elbow towards the left, starting to lengthen it out. Facing 9 o'clock, so you're completely like a clock. Breathing into the spaces that are asking. And breathing out. Feeling things settling deeper and deeper. Coming onto your hands, pressing into the floor, tucking your back toes, returning your left leg to table, and switching sides. Right knee draws towards the left hand, and then lengthen it out. Left legs down, 6 o'clock. Right legs, well, right now it would be 9 o'clock. Your upper body's facing 12. Work on centering your upper body to 12 as your left hip's drawn back, right? Bring that upper body more forward. And then maybe coming onto your elbows. Maybe choosing to stay here or lengthening Left hand between your right elbow, right hip. Breathing into the spaces that are asking for it. And breathing out. Feeling yourself relaxing a little deeper and deeper. If your left hand was to the right, slowly bringing it out. And slowly pressing into the ground with the left hand. And then coming on the right side of your body. And then finding your back. We'll have knees bent, soles of feet on the floor. Arms just down by the sides. Draw legs together and lower your legs to the right. Up through center and then to the left. Up through center to the right and then your gaze looks left. Up through center to the left, your gaze looks right. Keep doing this back and forth. Keep the breath going. See if you can get a little deeper into your belly with that breath. Find stillness with your knees. Bring your knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Circle your knees, so palms on top of your knees. Circle your knees, let's say counterclockwise. Maybe you feel some gunk releasing in your low back. I know I did. Find stillness. Go the other way. Find stillness, soles of feet on the floor. Cross your right leg over your left. So back of your right hamstrings on your left thigh. Hips over to the right, knees pull into the chest and down to the left. Right shoulder will peel up a bit and work on drawing the back of your right shoulder to the ground. Maybe your gaze looks over the right shoulder. Breathing into the spaces here. And breathing out. Relaxing a little deeper. Bring your gaze back through center. Knees pull in towards the chest and up. Square your hips up. Uncross through your legs. Knees wiggle. Other side, cross the left thigh on top of the right, or bring the left hamstring. The hips move to the left, knees pull into the chest and down to the right. Feel the left shoulder lift a bit and work on drawing the back of the left shoulder towards the floor. Maybe feel some nice opening in your left hip. Just letting everything stir around and do its thing. Maybe your gaze looks slightly to the left. Bringing your gaze back through center. Knees pull in and up. Square your hips back up. Uncross the left leg. Knees wiggle. Lengthen one leg at a time down. Finding Shavasana. Hands by the sides or on your belly. Feeling the rise of the belly on the inhale. And the lowering of the belly on the exhale. Scanning the body for anything that's trying to hold on still. Seeing what you can do to breathe into those areas and relax it. Relaxing a little deeper here. Settling a little more. Bringing movement into your body. Looking side to side with your gaze. Hands reach over the head. Nice stretch. Reach the feet away. And then draw your knees into the body. Give yourself a nice hug. Roll to the right. Press yourself up to a cross-legged seated position, Sukhasana. Hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Inhale love and gratitude to yourselves. Exhale love and gratitude to everyone else. Thank you all for this floor class. Namaste. Hope you all feel nice and relaxed and chill. Might feel a little mushy. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for joining. Bye.